is Marianne, and I'm involved in Charlotte's research along with a wider research team into the suicidality and self-harm of young people. So she set up an advisory panel of young people to kind of check in about the research and make sure that the research was staying relevant to the lived experiences of young people. So I wanted to give a little bit of background about myself first. I've been a youth researcher for a number of years. I started when I was much younger, when I was about 14, and I got to participate in a PhD research project evaluating the effect of separation and divorce on young people in Ireland. I had never been involved in something like this before, and it was a fantastic experience, and we got to meet loads of different people, and we got to have a lot of say in what happened and got to kind of have our voices heard. I think it was the first time that I realised that my voice mattered as a young person, and that what I had to say was important, and that it could be used in research, and it could inform policy development and service development. So moving on from that, that research project was kind of working with the UNESCO Centre as well, which Charlotte is a part of. So I maintained my relationship for a couple of years with them as I moved into college. I ended up taking an undergraduate degree in law based on the work I had done as a young person, because I was very interested in research, and I thought, you know, I can make a difference if I go into law. I think that's what everyone thinks when they go into law. So I went into law, and then COVID happened, and so everything went online. But I still realised that I was interested in research, and so I went into a master's programme in children's rights and family law, and I really found my place there. And when I was in my first year of my master's, I was approached by Charlotte and Bernadine to be involved in this project, evaluating the mental health of young people. And I jumped at the opportunity to do it because I'm so passionate about hearing the voice of children, because if you're talking about children and you don't ask them what they think, the research can't be informed, in my opinion. But it's fantastic to see the work that Planet Youth has done by using direct information from young people through the surveys. I think it's a fantastic initiative. And because young people are experts in their own lives, and how will we know what they're experiencing if we don't ask them? So I had actually never heard of Planet Youth before I started this. So we first got to review the surveys, which I thought were fascinating because they cover such a wide range of topics. So we got to give feedback on what we thought of the surveys, and we got to kind of discuss among ourselves. And I think we got to also examine the findings, the preliminary findings. And I think what was interesting to all of us was the differences between kind of pre and post COVID, and we were all very interested to know if there was a big change, and also young people's experiences of adversity and mental health services, because we know that we're acutely aware that mental health services in Ireland are at a critical point. I think they're very understaffed, overworked, all of these things that we're hearing about more and more. So knowing how young people are experiencing the services was really important to us, especially pre and post COVID, how the differences were there. So I think being involved in the panel was a great experience because we were kept informed of the research as it progressed, and we also got to discuss amongst ourselves, and we got to develop relationships with each other. So I think that piece about, you know, having supportive peer relationships, involving young people in panels such as this and involving them in research such as this is a great way to kind of build up those relationships, build up that peer support, and get to talk amongst yourselves about what you think of research such as this. So I suppose I do have a legal background, so I'm not as involved in the research portion of things, so apologies if I drift into the law. But I wanted to kind of talk about why young people's voices are important in general, and I suppose the voice of the child is something that I'm very passionate about and have kind of examined in various different areas across family law over the last couple of years. And I just recently finished my master's dissertation where I was talking about the sexual and reproductive health of young people and how they're not as involved as they should be in service development and policy development of Ireland's approach to the area. But I think in the mental health context, we know that young people are experiencing very unique patterns of adversity at the moment. with using phones online, the pressure to, be someone is so great at the moment, and it's coming from all angles, in person and online. And I think that we need to be asking young people what their day-to-day lives are, what are their lived experiences, and the Planet Youth Survey is a fantastic way to get this data. And I think building on the research that Planet Youth has done so far, it would be fantastic if there would be scope in the future to involve young people at different stages of the process, whether that be in steering committees, through focus groups, so that young people know after they've taken the survey, where is my data going? Why does it matter? What did I do? What was my role, and why does my voice matter? And I think it's so important because the research that we're getting from young people is so valuable. And as we're creating these different services from it and developing policy from it, young people should know that this is a direct result of your participation. So I just wanted to kind of highlight the youth voice in this conference today. It's been fantastic hearing all of the speakers. But I think I just wanted to highlight that young people do have a lot to say, and they should be listened to, and they do have the power to inform and make sure that the research that you're undertaking stays relevant to the young people's lived experiences. And that I would encourage anyone, if you're undertaking research into young people, please ask them about their experiences, because they have a lot to teach us, so we have a lot to learn from them. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. Just keep it short and sweet. But thank you all for the opportunity, and thank you to everyone.